Question for today is, you ever had a crush on your teacher? Uh, I personally haven't, for once in these type of situations, but, have you? Yeah, you. Are you sus, is the question of the day, I'm looking at you guys today. Hey, yo, what's up? Alright, so during the recent break that I had a couple of weeks ago, still feels like I haven't had one in years, I got the time to watch a series of anime that I had my eyes on for about a month, and just never got around to watching it. Mainly because I've been trying to finish other anime that I started. Hellsing Ultimate, don't worry, I'll eventually finish you. I'm on episode 8. Can we get an F in the chat for Hellsing Ultimate? But ignoring that, the anime that I'm talking about is the Please series, aka Please Teacher and Please Twins. And after watching them, it got me thinking, is one series better than the other? And at this point, you already know, this will contain spoilers, and with that, let's get into the video. Also, you may be wondering why this is an Ecchi Reviews and not Post Blank Clarity, formerly Two Weaves. And that is because it's defined as a harem anime, even though it really isn't. And there also isn't really that much fan service in the show to begin with, so it really makes you wonder. But anyway, moving on. So of course, the usual rundown of the anime, because these are both from what is probably one of the best periods of time for anime, which is the early 2000s, 2001 and 2003 to be exact. And of course, we're going in order, so Please Teacher is up first. And so, Please Teacher is a rom-com anime about protagonist Kei Kusanagi. And basically, he has this disease called a standstill, I like to call it a stress-induced coma, that he developed after literally watching his elder sister off herself by jumping off a school roof. That's not fun. That's not fun. Anyway, this disease is usually in effect after he is under heavy stress and only lasts for a few hours. But the first one lasted for 3 years, causing him to be 18 years old in the 10th grade. Yet, had to finish high school as a regular student at that age, as they do in anime. But anyway, throughout the series, and yes, this is where things get even weirder, he and his new wife, Mizuho Kazumi, go through many trials that any other married couple would go through. Even did this, if you know what I mean, every single night though. I swear, I've never been more jealous of a 2D character until watching this. But the only problem with that is that his wife is also his teacher, and his teacher slash wife is also a half human, half alien. As I said, it gets weird. Anyway, moving on to Please Twins. Now, Please Twins is not only in the same genre, but also takes place in the same universe, but 2 years later. And is about a boy named Maika Kamashiro, who is a freshman that lives alone without any family until 2 girls show up on his doorstep. And also a disclaimer, for some reason in the dub, instead of Maiku, it's more pronounced like Mike. Once again, these two series as a whole in general. And also another fun fact is that in the sub, I'm pretty sure Mina refers to Mike as Mike-kun, as a girl normally would. And Karen refers to him as Mike-san, or Mike or Sama, because in the dub she always says Mr. Mike. And one last thing, for some reason in the dub, Karen's name is pronounced more like Karen, as it is in the sub. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of those two girls, they are the girls that I mentioned earlier. And of course, both of them claim that they are his sisters. Both showing their eye colors in a photograph that honestly remains useless until episode 11. But anyway, throughout the rest of the series, Mike and his apparent sisters go through everyday events that really do highlight the comical parts in romantic comedies. As they try to figure out who is the sister and who is not. As there are only 2 people in the photo that the three of them have a copy of. And all of this goes on while many of the characters from Please Teacher, mainly Mizuho, Ichigo, and Koichi, make their own respective cameos throughout the series and help the main protagonist progress along the way. Also, wait, so we're just gonna forget that Ichigo is 23 and is still a senior at this point and is spying on other students and taking various promiscuous photos of them? Because she also had a standstill, if you guys didn't know, that lasted 6 years, along with, K's. Nope? Okay. But with the rundown out of the way, we can finally get to the meat and potatoes of this video. And that is, once again, is Please Teacher better than Please Twins? And the ultimate answer at the end of the day is not really. And I would also say that Please Twins isn't better than Please Teacher either. And I mainly say this partially because of my own personal philosophy of anime in general, but also because they are both, for the most part, their own separate series. And sure, they both take place in the same setting and for the most part consist of the same characters. But it doesn't justify the fact that their respective plots are completely different. I mean, as we can see, Police Teacher is more serious than comedy as it consists of aspects that just can't be laughed at, unless you just really like dark humor. But still, I mean, for Pete's sake, this man's sister literally jumped off a fucking roof right in front of him, which triggers standstills, as they are called in the anime, that hinder the flow of his general life. While in Please Twins, on the other hand, is more comedy than serious, as it includes gags in almost every episode that are intended for the reader to laugh at. Though disclaimer, Please Twins also has some serious aspects to it, like the mother abandoning her 2 children in the first place, for example. But besides those factors, you can really only say that both of these anime go in their own directions and have their own endings. They aren't like a situation like Naruto and Fairy Tail versus Black Clover, as a reference for you Black Clover fiends out there that are watching, where there's a clear argument that can really be made that sides between the two. And furthermore, explaining how I think criticism of anime should be handled in general, and yes, other critics are definitely not going to agree with this one, is that when it boils down to plot, I think that an anime can't be boldly said that it's better than another. And I say this because anime comes out like humans, in any shape or form really. Every anime is really unique in its own way. Now, I'm not saying that an anime can't be good or bad, like trust me, there are some very terrible anime out there. But really, when it comes to comparisons, I just don't think that any anime can really be worse nor better than one another. But hey, that's just an unpopular opinion from a boy who watches too much stuff. Let's just say stuff. And also disclaimer, before you call me a hypocrite in the comments for the School Days v Redo of Healer video, I wasn't comparing the animes as a whole, I was just comparing their aspects. But anyway, it's about time I moved off of this topic because I already feel like I've kind of said too much already. And also, before I end the video, I know a lot of you on the School Days video asked for like the sauce for where to watch the anime at. And basically for both of the anime, you know, Please Teacher and Please Twins, you can watch them both on Crunchyroll or Funimation, whichever you have or prefer. And before you guys go running to Funimation, because there's like censored parts in the first and last episodes, well technically the last episode is an OVA, but still you get the point. Those censored parts are there as gags. Those aren't actual censors. They're like my thumbnails, for example. But yeah, you're welcome. All right, well, that's another essay from your boy Chronic. Leave what you think down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, I'm begging you. And with that, I'll see you later.